We know the backstory of the magician, and we have a hint of the emperor. But now the question is, what comes next? What's up, guys? That was Pencil here, and here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 244 of Jujutsu. Whoa, I'm so used to saying that is scary. Of Loco, which is known as PXG. So, this raises a question. Are we going to start the game immediately? I don't know. I'm looking at the first page. I don't think we are. I think we are just going to see them play a little bit because we still have the Barcher game to cover. So we may still have a few more chapters of build up before PXG. And, you know, your boy's not going to complain about that. Honestly, the pace of the Neo Aegis League is a bit, I don't know. I think it's a healthy pace. There are some issues I have with it. There's some things I like about it. But there's so much to discuss. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Go. What's up, guys? Lego the pencil here. Fun fact. I do have a pencil. And I also have it on me. And keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact. This is Peak Lock, aka Peak, every single week. So of course we're going to pre-draw. And of course I still need to clean this darn sword. How are you getting dirt? I don't even use it. You're just sitting there. Does dust collect in you? How are you so filthy? God. That's it. I'm cleaning you right now. Oh, you look a little too beat up, ugly, abused, misused. Like, dog, I don't do like stainless steel my foot. This thing ain't stainless. It's probably barely even steel. God, let me. Please, it's so. Ooh, don't break now. Especially around the base. What is up with you? But sorry. Regardless, let's actually see, because it seems like we're with the gang. And by the gang, I mean Yukimaya, Isagi, Corona, and Hiyori. So let's see what's happening in the Germany Stratum 4-man room. It's still weird. You think it'd be a 5-man. I get like it's a 4-man room because, you know, rooms are typically built square, but like it's Bullock, man. Don't just do square beds. Do square room. Not square beds. Don't just do pentagon beds. Do pentagon rooms. Make everything 5. But let's see. Germany Stratum, a 4-man room. What voice do I give Corona? What voice did I give Corona? I think I just like raised the pitch of my voice slightly. Before I actually happened to Corona. By scouting out their rivals, the players understand the what? Understand the trends behind the Neo Aegis League auction. Conquer the chaos of the field, mass produce goals, and become the king of the Neo Aegis League. Well, I think it's already too late for a majority of them now, right? Like the only one who could actually surpass Ren at this point is most likely Isagi, right? Like at least out of this group in particular. Like what? Yukimai had 1 goal and no assists in the previous match. Like I'm not sure. I think Yukimai's value went up slightly. I already forget the value raises. But I think Yukimai's value went up slightly, but he didn't do much in the last match, so I highly doubt, even if he were to somehow magically score a hat trick, which he's not going to do, I don't see him becoming number 1. Corona, he has some assists under his belt. I think he has 1 whole assist though, because he gets the cramp and then he doesn't play in the back half of Ubers, and Isagi never scores in Ubers, so Corona can never get an assist off of that one. And then Hiyori has the 1 assist too. So like obviously this has to be Isagi that they're referring to. Oh no, there's only 10% of my battery remaining. 90 days, but let's see. If my math is correct, scoring a goal is worth between 30 and 50 million. Not really. Because like Barrow for scoring 2 goals only got like 15, right? Like he was at what, 130? And like don't get me wrong, I can kind of justify that one because I guess it's like successful goals to non-successful goals, if you know what I'm saying. Like Boro did get a brace just like Isagi did, and somehow Isagi tripled in value while Boro barely went up by what, 33%, like 33% and a triple in value. 33% and 300%, fundamentally different things. But I think the main reason is because Baro had like what, 5 stops? Like Isagi stopped him. I think Kaiser stopped him. Kaiser and Isagi stopped him. Kunigami stopped him one time, and Gagamaru stopped him. So those are like 5 individual stops. So he's like 2 for 7. Like, it's kind of like, I've had to justify Baro. He still gets the goal. He still gets the price raise because he got 2 goals. Though I still think it should be more. It should be more. Like, and you know it's bad when I have to come in and defend Baro. But he should have gotten way more for what he did. But if I had to think about it, I think about it like how in basketball, it doesn't matter if you made like 3 whole threes. You got 9 points in like in a 100-point game. If you went for like 12 threes and you made 3 of them, you're 1 for 4. That's just not that impressive. So Baro, legally speaking, in a similar scenario, I think it's 5 stops that he got. He experienced 5 stops. It may be more, it may be less. But if it was less, let's say it was 6 stops. Oh no, more would be 6 stops. Let's say if it was 6 stops to 2 goals, he's 1 for 4, like the shooting analogy. I think the shooting analogy was wrong anyway. But with that being the case, he's either 1 for 4 in that case. I think my math is off on the shooting thing. Or if it's less and he was only stopped 4 times, he's still, the math is not mathing there. 8, 2, 4. Why is my brain glitching right now? 4, 2. He's still 1 for 3. So like I can get it, but I still don't think that should count. I don't think that should count against them. Baro still did so good in the last match. And man, I feel bad because I'm defending Baro. That doesn't feel right. Let's say. So yeah, Corona, you're already wrong here. Sorry, he sent me on that little tangent. Sorry, my little shark boy. I can't really give you that one. Right? It's little things. It's little. I love the Blue Lock cast. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Probably without much competition, dude. That's the wild thing. Then again, I haven't read all New Gen, and I know some people really like the Chainsaw Man cast, and I do. And I know some people really like the JJK cast, and I do. And I know some people really like what's that other manga? It's the Dun Da Dun cast. I haven't read that yet, so I can't comment on that one, but I know people like that one too. But in terms of like overall side characters, the establishment of them, the development of them, the understanding of them that the reader gets by them, and their personality, no one really does it like Blue Lock. Like, the fact that we have fully fleshed out and elaborate backstories on characters like Snuffy, on characters like Aiku, on characters like Rin, hinted backstories of characters like Sang, another completed backstory in a character like Bachira, another completed backstory in a character like Ness, more and more and more. Like, I could go on for a hot minute. And plus, if you start including the light novels, even though I haven't read those, so I can't really include them, there are even more backstories than heck, Reo, Nagi, Yuki Maya, heck, I think everyone in this room except for Corona has a established backstory. Isagi's backstory is more established in the light novels, admittedly, and plus his backstory isn't necessarily all too deep. But still, the fact that so many characters that are not the main character, and generally just aren't that important in the grand scheme of the narrative, or at least won't be important for a long time, in the case of someone like Snuffy, the fact that we have all this character context, character context set up for them, understand their backstories, their reasoning for playing soccer, they had their own personality quirks. Simply repeating words twice, not only does it tickle my brain, because, I do that on occasionally. I occasionally do that myself. Sweet mother of mercy, I can't record late. But with that being the case, not only does that tickle my brain because I like that, and I do it from time to time, I dabble. Just a little bit, I tend to dabble. I guess that kind of counts. I don't know. It's hard to force it. Like, notably, whenever I do it in organic conversation, I'll be like, oh, let me remember this so I can reference it when I talk about my Shark Boy the next time I see him in the Blue Lock manga. And I always forget it. But not only is it that, but it establishes Corona as a unique character. Oh, Corona, the guy with sharp teeth, a single brain, and he repeats things. There you go. That's more. I can tell you more about Corona than I can tell you about half the cast of Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man and a lot of other series. Blue Lock has the most solid conglomerate cast as a whole, at least in my opinion, though, admittedly. That's a debate for another time. But let's see. Sounds about right. Isagi-kun's value increased by 100 million since he got 2 goals and an assist. Even if they take other factors, like chances created into account, it probably adds up to that amount. But still not really, because Baro's the real exception to that one. And like, I can understand why Rin shot up to 186, kinda sorta. Because not only did he dominate Bartra, Wasn't Barcher, right? No, it wasn't Barcher, it was Manshine. Not only did he dominate Manshine by himself, exclusively, but also he won the game, which is another big booster. That probably, the hat trick on its own probably got him the 150. Well, maybe 100. Because remember, I think he was at like 22 or 28 million last time we saw him before he played again. So if I'm calculating this properly, it was probably the victory. The victory obviously adds bonus. Him doing it by himself focuses a lot of the world on him. That's another bonus. We saw what happened with Nagi. Nagi got a massive boost and he just scored 1 goal. And top that off with the fact that it was a hat trick. I can get why he got boosted up so much. And I don't know. I still think Baro got done dirty. I think Baro, he should be like a mil off from Isagi. Because, like, Baro even has some defensive moments. He blocked a combined Kaiser impact and direct shot from Isagi with his own leg alongside Ryu. So the fact that he's not getting the value that I think he honestly deserves is crazy. Let's see. Yukimai, can you see, bro? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got valued at 20 million thanks to my assist. Simply put, your value increases if you contribute to scoring goals. Oh, wow. Everybody. What a revelation. It's almost as if you're on Blue Lock TV. And what is the goal of Blue Lock? To produce the number what? Oh yeah, the number 1 striker in the world. So maybe the thing that they're evaluating you on the most is your ability to make goal. Like, come on now. This is supposed to be bamboozling. Let's see. I wonder if they're gonna mention Baro though, because Baro is a clear exception to that rule. Because by that logic, even on the lowest end, like let's go with the idea that between 30 and 50 million, Baro has 5 goals. He should be at 150 flat. Like if you go with the lower value that they estimate here, Baro should be at 150 million. Not only did he have a dominating hat trick victory, but he scored a brace on the strongest or second strongest, whoever you think is strong between PXG and BM at the moment, that's fine. They're the 2 best teams in the league. The fact that he got a brace on them, even manipulating, and especially considering he was responsible for bringing Snuffy back into the fold. That's another thing that I forgot to mention, but he's responsible for Snuffy even wanting to continue playing for a longer time. So he ended up bringing a whole bunch more money back in by convincing Snuffy to still be Snuffy, be the best player in the world overall, and be one of the master strikers for a longer period of time and not retire. So like Baro did a whole lot in that last game, plus 5 whole goals, plus one of those being a dominating hat trick, and the other 2 being a brace against the best team in the Neo Egotist League. So I'm really shocked that they did my boy so dirty. I get why, kind of. But if anything, I guess it would be too insane though, right? Like, how are you gonna bump it? Like, if you do it, I guess like the way I would have done it, I would have made the top 3 a bit closer, and I would have inflated Ren's a bit. I would have had 200,000 for Ren, right? Because I think he pretty much dominated the first game of PXG against who were they playing? Against Ubers. He would have dominated the first game against PXG, I think he did, and then he dominates Manshine on his own. So that's like what? Darn near 6 goals by himself. He's at there at 5 or 6 goals. If he doesn't have goals, he has the assist most likely. And plus 2 wins, I would have put him at 200 mil. 200 mil flat. 186 mil is what I think he has, and that's a pretty weird number anyway. So put him at 200 mil flat. For Isagi, give him the max value. He currently has... But then again, that's the thing, he only has 2 goals. He only has 2 goals to his name. And sure, he did fantastic in both Manshine and Ubers as an overall player, but if you're going solely by goal value, it's kind of weird. So it's hard. But I would have given Baro 175 mil, right? Because then you get to like 166, because let's say the 3 goals is about 99, right? Or like 33, and then like 33.333 repeating. So then each goal gives Baro up until he's all the way at 150, and then like his extra little save gets him like 150 something, and then Isagi's at like 175 million, and then Rin's at 200 million. That's how I would have done it, just to make it feel a bit more fair to Baro, because him only being at 133 is weird. Let's see if they mention it though. I will put on a show next match. Survive. Corona, my boy. Please. I beg of you. Like, I don't know what I mean, I kind of get it, once again. because like it's kind of just been established that none of the speedsters have the most insane stamina. And also, Corona wasn't just dealing with a traditional speedster. He was also dealing with, well, no, he wasn't dealing with a newer speedster like Isagi, who tends to, like, raise up his speed. Well, he tended to raise up his speed. Like, you see this in the Ubers game. He very easily goes for a blitz play style. But also, Corona is not a Metavision user, and thusly, in order to keep it with Isagi, he has to essentially be running on 11 the entire time. Like, I can't think of one to compare to this, because usually all the sports I played, they were different. But, you know, I do have one example. I remember once I got a little bit of speed to me back in rec soccer. I was moved from goalie to defender because we got a taller guy who had better reaction speed than me. So he ended up being goalie. But I remember this one match. I had this one guy, this one striker, if you will. And he was just nuts with it. He was Speedy Gonzalez with it. But like I said, your boy had picked up a little bit of speed himself. And while my reaction time wasn't as good as our goalies, because that man was a demon, your boy was able to keep up with him. And it still, Pro knew the game way better than that. Like, he got past me sometimes. The goalie had to save my behind. But at least for like 6 to 7 out of 10 times, I was able to keep up with him. And I was just able to consistently zoom, 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 zoom. But that drained the life out of me. Like, I remember after that game, we barely won, by the way. We won by like 1 goal. It was like, that was a rough match, but we won by 1 goal. But I like immediately collapsed on the bus back because your boy was omega drained. So that was just me in like middle school dealing with, you know, a good player at the time. Corona's trying to keep up with Isagi Yoichi, who's pretty inarguably got the best IQ in Blue Lock. Just got himself some speed amps and is consistently moving at like Mach 11 to try and get the goal as quickly as possible. So yeah, I can understand why Corona ended up being a little bit sweepy, a little bit eepy, and got himself a cramp and got himself kicked out. But hopefully my boy, then again, I'm not sure. Especially because my thing is, right, I think 3 people have to score in PXG because I still believe that BM's going to win. So I think 3 people have to score. I think it does have to be Isagi, obviously. I think it does have to be Kaiser, obviously. I think it does have to be Kunigami, obviously. That's the thing. These are 3. That's the thing with them only being 3 goals a match and then the match is over. There's just not enough room. But maybe Kaiser doesn't get a goal. Maybe he gets completely usurped. But then again, like, I still feel like Kaiser kind of has to be a later game antagonist, right? Like, you don't just introduce a player, a new Gen 1 11 player from Germany who has the fastest shot in the world, even faster than Noel Noah, and then you power creep him in the same arc he's introduced. Like, Sei was notably not really power crept. Like, sure, he lost, but he lost because he was carrying a whole team of fools and Aiku and Shido. He was backpacking an entire team by himself against a whole group of monsters. One of those monsters, which was literally like biologically built to get in Sei's way and stop him. So Sei wasn't really power crept. Lorenzo clearly wasn't power crept. Sure, Lorenzo lost, but like I said, throughout the entirety of the Ubers game, Lorenzo had clamps on Kaiser, another new Gen 111 player. He face-tagged the Kaiser Impact. Anytime he was outdone, it was because he was hit by something unexpected by an unexpected individual like Hiyori, who had no previous standing, and he kept abusing his lack of general info that other people had on him in order to do strange things to catch people like Lorenzo off guard. So that's once again kind of out of Lorenzo's hands. So I don't think Lorenzo got power crept. So I feel like in order for Kaiser not to be properly power crept, I mean, I guess you can still have him lose, right? And obviously you can just have him come back stronger later. Like, we already see him training about like 2 or 3 chapters ago. So he's obviously already trying to bump his stats a bit. Oh no, that is 180. Oh, he got 180? I don't know where I got 186 from. But that being the case, I don't know. I kind of want Kaiser to score. But if we're really pushing, that's the thing though. The way I see the 4-game narrative, it is Isagi gets on the field. Isagi proves himself a better playmaker. Isagi proves himself equal to or better striker. And then Ren and Shido is such a powerful duo that Kaiser and Isagi have to team up. Isagi has to work together. That's how I viewed it. And in my way, In my vision, that means Kaiser gets a goal, Isagi gets a goal, and then Kunigami gets a goal because, well, Kunigami's rematch against Shido has kind of been hyped up ever since he was reintroduced post wildcard, and honestly ever since he lost to Shido, way before even that. So I don't know. I don't want my boy Kaiser to get power creep, broski. Please. Let's see. No, I'm gonna be the star. Hiyori, I need you to take a step back, broski. I'm going to need you to take a step back, broski. Don't make me do this to you, Hiyori. Hiyori, if there's anything you're not going to be, it's the star. Come on now, wake up. Wake up to reality. Like, dog, if you don't shut your dumb bubblegum behind up, bro. You got one assist. You got dragged on the field by another not full-grown man, and suddenly you think you're gonna be the star when you got Isagi Yoichi right there? Calm it, little bro. Calm it, little bro. Don't think you like that for real. Calm it down. Let's see. No, it's gonna be me. I'm sick and tired of everyone calling me a mudboat. I still don't get what that means. And I'm not whipping out the Google. Feel free to tell me what a mudboat means. I don't get why that's such a deadly insult. Like Yuki Mai's like going Super Saiyan right now. I have no idea why. Is it like a fake? Do I get the Googler out? I have the Googler. The thing is, the Googler is right there, but I'm also currently using the Googler for the light. So if I try and move the, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm going to risk the biscuit. If we fall into darkness, then we fall into darkness. Let me see. We have shock horror. We have not, code red, ladies and gentlemen. We have not fallen into darkness. Mudboat. And to be fair, Yuki Mai, that happened like, okay, it did happen twice. It's mainly Isagi, bro. Just fight Isagi. You would win. A large float boat used in dredging to carry off mud and silt into deep water or elsewhere. A low sled with broad runners in which logs are hauled in swamps. I guess it's an insult? I guess. That sounds like an essential job, though. Like, I don't know. Like, Isagi's called people worse things, especially in the unofficial translation. So, like, Yuki Mai, you kind of got off light, bro. A mudboat ain't the worst thing. At least he didn't call you blind. Oh, wait, he did do that. Gee, the thing is, that's the unfortunate thing. I don't think if Yuki Mai is getting time to shine, it's not going to be in the Neo Egotist League. It can't be. It can't. I don't see Yuki Mai scoring a goal. At best, he's going to help with an assist. Because I'm sorry, PXG has too many important things that need to go on for other characters. And it's only 3 goals. If we were like back in five selection, if we were back in second selection and the games were still 5 goals apiece, I think honestly it may help with pacing, it may help with character dynamics, it may help with more characters getting spotlight. 3 goals makes it. I think it's why the matches, especially Mancha and Ubers, feel so long to read. It's because Kaneshiro Sensei is just not allowed to end the match that quickly, even though a 3-goal match would end rather quickly. So it feels like we're running back up and down the field forever because people have to keep getting blocked, or else the game's over in like 3 shots. So I think 3 goals was a mistake. I get why, and I see that's the thing. I think 3 goals worked well for Barcha. Mainly, I think that's it, because I think Manshine would have been better if Agi could have gotten a goal, if Nagi could have gotten another goal, maybe a warm-up goal showing off his new play style, and then him realizing, oh, that was way too difficult, and then going back to Rail, maybe even Rail getting a goal. Then again, I guess, like, I feel like a big reason why it's 3 goals is so Kagamaru doesn't get too embarrassed, because then it would obviously be like 4 to 5 every single match. So I don't know. There's so many thoughts on the New Egotist League. I'll have to sit down and crystallize my thoughts on that one time. I love how Isagi just doesn't even care about what the little people are bantering about. Bro is so lost in his own thoughts about how he's up there or only number 2 that he doesn't even consider the rabble, the lesser people, and their concerns about being abandoned. So once again, it kind of feeds into my love for Isagi's character journey. Isagi is becoming a fundamentally worse person. Infinitely more selfish, infinitely more self-centered, infinitely more like Kaiser. And I love that. I love that. I love seeing Isagi slowly but surely transition into the ultimate egoist. From the boy who would care about lifting his teammates up, dragging them along with them. Oh, he'll drag them along with him. He'll drag them along by their throat, making sure they do their job appropriately for him, by him. Their emotions, something to be manipulated. Their skills, something to be used, not praised. Their concerns and worry for their continued longevity within this world, irrelevant, worthless, and pointless, because there are more important things to focus on. I like that. Once again, I'm not sure where we're gonna end with Isagi, but I wouldn't be shocked if he ended up becoming a monster. But let's see. I see. Right now, the difference between me and Ren's value and mine is 30 million. I swear I can read. Yeah, so 180 mil versus 150 mil. Huh? I love how Baro doesn't even get a mention. So yeah, they just don't mention Baro. So that's a little weird. That is a little weird, especially considering Baro is one of the 3 scorers alongside Bachira and Kunigami and Shigiri. So like, I'm shocked that I don't mention him. Speaking of that, Shigiri should have like 60 mil. Why is he only at 50 mil? Kunigami has what? 2 goals. Kunigami does have 2 goals. He has the game-winning goal against Barcha. Then he does have a goal, the Hyena goal in Manshine. But then he doesn't do anything in Ubers. So like, he should, but then again, he does have that defensive play. I honestly, if you're going to go with the lowest being 30 million, both of them should be at 60. Both of them should be at 60. Kunigami, you could argue Kunigami should be higher because his team actually won, but come on now. Come on. These bids are kind of weird. Does that mean if we beat PXG and I outscore Rin, I overtake him in the rankings? That's Heido Blue Lock's #1 player is right in front of me. I want to defeat him, surpass him. Yes, Isagi, be consumed by that desire. Be consumed by the fever. That's what I like. That's what I love it. I love how Isagi, once again, he's slow. Like, he's kind of, ironically enough, this reminds me of the episode Nagi chapter, where the centralization around defeating Rin, becoming #1, taking the lead stage, becoming the leading actor, that's slowly but surely worming its way into Isagi's mind. He wants it. He's needing that. He's dreaming about it, man. And there's nothing he wouldn't do to get it. So I can't wait to see what he sacrifices, throws away, or manipulates in PXG. This match, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this match has the potential to be a better match than the U20 was. I say that wholeheartedly. Because we're getting Rin versus Isagi. We're getting Kunigami versus Shido. We're getting Hiyori versus Karasu. We're getting... Who's our speedster? I guess Corona versus Handetsu. We're getting Beefy Boy versus Beefy Boy in Raichi versus Tokimitsu. We're getting... I mean, the Nasa kind of doesn't have a parallel. Also like Igaguri. We're getting Iga Ugly. Then again, that kind of takes away. So never mind. This is gonna be the worst game in the series because Igaguri may actually get played. Actually, no. We're getting Jin, Kiora Jin, for the first time ever. We're finally gonna see this character who's been introduced like years ago now. Finally, actually at the plate. There's so much to see in this match. I'm so excited. We'll see. I want to see the scenery from the top. And look at how this is contextualized. I love, man, Nomura. I'm not sure how much Nomura gets guided on visuals by Kaneshiro Sensei. I don't know how that works. Typically, if I ever plan, and I do plan, to create my own little comic thing or anything like that, I would do the writing and the art myself. Shock horror. That guy with the pencil wants to do his art on his own. But like, for things like this, where it is visual imagery going along with character writing, I wonder how much input Kaneshiro Sensei had on this. Like, oh no, I want it to be skeletons. I want it to be him standing over the bodies of everyone. And let me see if I can recognize any of these bodies. I don't recognize any of them in particular. That one kind of looks like Kaiser, but then that one also kind of looks like Kaiser. And that one also kind of looks like Kaiser. So like, maybe I'm just freaking and geeking. But even still, I love the imagery. When Isagi is looking down, he's not looking down on people looking back up at him. He's not looking at a fan of adoring mass. He's not looking at any of that. What does Isagi truly want? What does he desire in this world more than anything else? He wants to look down from the peak of the mountain, but not the mountain that he climbed that is made of stone and rock. He wants to climb the mountain of the bodies, of the dreams, of the people he's crushed with his own bare hands, and I love it. Oh, it's so good. I love it. It's not like evil Isagi. I'm not saying Isagi's like, oh no, he's going evil. Nah, obviously not. But Isagi, once again, being consumed by this mania of ego. Oh, beautiful. Love his character development. Or I guess, ironically enough, you could kind of call it anti-development, because he's walking away from the pure-hearted man he once was to be consumed by the darkness. Let's see. Hey, Isagi-kun, let's go. Huh? Ren-kun's match is about to start. Match 7, Barcha versus PXG. It's about to start. Okay, what's the crew looking like? We got Isagi, W-Mans, W-Man. Oh, wait, no, this isn't Isagi. Yukimaya, W-Mans, W-Man. Yukimaya, you may want to get closer, bro. You may not be able to see the TV. I'm going to go blind one day just because I make so many Yukimaya jokes. But Raichi, W-Mans, Gagamaru, W-Mans, Hiyori, W-Mans, and Corona, W-Man. This is just a fantastic, this is a whole gaggle of W-Man. Well, let's see. Time to scout out the enemy. Raichi. Oh, Raichi. I saw this on a post somewhere, and it is so true. Raichi was wasted in Ubers. Considering how much 1v1 duels were supposed to be emphasized, for him to be important for all of like half a chapter against Snuffy, then only to disappear and fail to do anything, man. I want to say I'm really hoping he does something in PXG, but like it's him and Tokimitsu. If he didn't get the spotlight against a team that's supposedly super specialized in 1v1 duels where Raichi would be important, that man's gonna be set dressing for PXG. Darn it, man. My poor boy, my poor boy. Let's see. I wonder what kind of team PXG is. That's good. So have they not been able to watch any of the other players? That feels weird. Like none of you, like especially Isagi. I get maybe like Gagamaru or Raichi or even like Corona, maybe even Yukimaya, not necessarily caring to watch the other teams. Just like, yeah, whatever. They kind of just have their own playstyles and they spend their time refining that. But you mean to tell me like Isagi wasn't looking or watching and reviewing the tapes at anything? Like, or are there no tapes? Is it literally just live and then poop? It's off the internet forever. Like, I don't know. It feels weird that this is like their first time watching PXG and like figuring out what kind of team PXG is. It feels a little bit funny. Let's see. To win and become number one, I need to analyze Ren and PXG. That's true. But let's see. So we're actually gonna follow a bit of PXG versus Barcha. Oh, we're actually gonna follow a bit of PXG versus Barcha. Oh no, they're gonna annihilate poor Bachiro. How do you say Bachiro's name? Bachira? Bachira. I think it's Bachira. I always say Bachira, just because I'm sorry, romanization in me. But Bachira, I think it's actually Bachira, like Barcha, but Bachira. But let's see, because it means bee, right? Or Bachi means bee, I think. I forget some because like there are always bee jokes. I'm not exactly sure the translation of the name. Let's see this formation. Once again, no Shido. Got the bus. No way, that's actually their name, bro. Why is that actually their name? Why is the bussy? Why is the bussy? I know I'm being so childish right now, but bro. Who got your money on? Oh God, I got my money on the bus. I got my money on the bus. I got a lot riding on the bus. Wait, where's Chappie? Oh no, Chappa's in the back. Okay. And his name was tainted. Well, maybe that's a different person, but I think that's Chappa, where it was commonly believed the guy's name was Chappie. But interesting. We got Nanase as the left wing. the bus, the Bussings, right? We got Tokimitsu. No Karasu in the lineup too. Pusan, Michelin. Okay, random. So really, this team is only composed of it's only composed of 3 blue lockers. Interesting. I know PXG would have more than that. Huh. All right, let's see how they cook. I love how Ren's just so flat-faced. He's like, fine, whatever. Sorry. Sorry, Bachida. Your team is the fodder team, or we're going to have to curb stomp you, but let's see. Ren's playing as a lone striker? And Shido's starting on the bench? No. Oh, I just realized that this was supposed to be Shido's game. We were supposed to build him back up again. Because one of the biggest things that I did find weird is that Shido's value shifted up like not at all. Like barely at all. Like, I know it went up. Thank you guys in the comments for clarifying that for me. But like, compared to what I was expecting from the man, for him to not do anything or like get such a minimal rate, like this is supposed to be Kunigami's main antagonist. I know Kunigami's like whole thing up until this point in the narrative is that he's been sidelined, is putting it nicely. Like, for the wild card, a character that's supposed to be introduced as so insanely powerful and like power crept and amazing and, you know, a copy of Noel Noah, he's done nothing relative to the amount of hype and build-up we've gotten for him and the mystery behind wild card and all that. But the thing is, I got that because obviously we're all saving it for PXG when he get the run back with Shido, the person who sent him to the wild card. That's great and everything. But the thing is, if Shido's gonna just sit around on the bench, if he's just gonna sit there doing nothing, I think that's taking a little bit too far. I would have given this entire game to Shido. Like, if I'm Hanashiro Sensei, I already gave him the hat trick. I gave him the increased value. Give Shido a whole game. But let's say, maybe something similar will happen. Sup? Buzz. Okay, yeah, see? Bachi. I think it's Bachi. Batida. I could literally just look at the pronunciation of the name. That will require me looking up and watching the anime. So I refuse. No, I'll look it up in between recordings. Well, it probably won't matter. We may not see Bacheta for a while after this. Buzz. Try and get past us, Ren-chan. Nikki Nin. I'm just going to give Otoya the deepest voice ever. Sup? Nikki Nin. Bachira, you're going to get turned into a victim. Please don't get out dribbled. Bachira, whatever you do, don't get out dribbled. I just realized his uniform even looks like a B. But Bachira, please don't get out dribbled. Let's see. Rin-san! I'm open! He does not. This is the face of a man who does not care. It looks like, man, see, I was hoping Tokimitsu, whatever you want to call him. I forget his pronunciation too. But I was hoping he would get like a confidence buff or something, and he looks slightly more confident, right? Like he's actually asking for the ball, and he's not like having a dramatic break live on air. But I was hoping he'd be like a bit more dominant. I was excited to see him pop off too, because he doesn't even play in the U20 match, and he was one of the, I think he was either the 3rd or 2nd best striker in second selection, so he kind of had an RU style fall off. Let's see what Rin cooks with them, if anything at all. Providing Rin with support while simultaneously creating a 3v2 situation? They're good. Oh, okay, so Rin actually is going to pass. So then I wonder, like, did he really dominate Manshine on his own, or was this just this? Like, regular good play. Let's see. Look at Anase with the smooth pass. Tokimitsu with the smooth pass. Yeah, obviously. This is a matchup that was never going to go in Bachida's favor. Okay. Rin, Anase. Otoya, please don't get fodderized. Oh. No. Tokimitsu sends it back to the left. Okay, Rin, what's happening? He let the ball go by? Right now, number 6 has the ball? This is another, like, Hiyori Sei Nest type, where they're, like, a strong supporter? Let's see. I see that kick in. Oh, I do like that, though. Number 9 being supported by number 6, the inverse, the top arcana, then the lower arcana. See, you can't bamboozle me. Not fully. You silly Billy. You silly goose. I see what you're doing there. But let's see. What's bro about to... I did not think bro's about to kick it that way. Golly. He sent that thing flying. He launched that thing off like a shotty. And it just bounced right. Why is this man? Does he have a full grown? This man has a mortgage. Get him off the field. He's clearly not U20. We'll see. Boom. He's through. Oh, so I guess Bachira and Otoya just got completely left behind. But I guess, that's what the defensive line is for. But Rin's here. He's in range. Oh, well, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Good night, y'all. They're cooked. He's in range. He's in range. If Ren and Toshi is in range, I want you to know you've lost. Let's see. Let's have some faith in Barcha. There's no way Kanashiro Sensei would just make them job all over again, right? Mavahino, please come in and score at least one goal, bro. Please, I'm begging you. Let's see. He's in range. Here it comes. Ren's trump card. A highly accurate curve shot. Boom! That is and I know it's not like flickering into flow, but I love how Ren goes from like smooth, controlled, relaxed, focused. Like you can even see it here, to bursting with like just pure energy and even somewhat. Ooh, this is a buttery shot. That is great. Did he send that behind Ruiz's? Did he send that behind Ruiz's neck? Like, bro, look, this is like a scalper. Like, it looks like the ball went like darn near straight over his shoulder. That is wild. But what I was mentioning about Ren, I love how he goes from like this calm, almost dead zone energy, very few motion lines, very little anything, to this explosive burst of energy, a bunch of motion lines, extreme speed on the ball, the vein bulging on his head. He goes somewhat Super Saiyan and the hair pops up. Like, the control of Ren immediately being flipped with it's still controlled, right? Because it's Ren, but the lack of energy, the lack of motion, if you will. I'm not saying Ren doesn't have bands, because bro's worth 180 mil. Bro's got bands. But in terms of like overall juice, it's clear. It is crystal clear to me that Ren has that switch flippable. And he probably, once again, has that flow switch flippable too. So we're going to have to see Isagi unlock some to beat this monster, and this demon, this beast. So admittedly, he's going up against Bartra right now, so it's not too much competition. Isagi shot? A demonic spinning mid-range shot? Nani Daisuke. Ooh, whoa. Okay, that's even crazier than I thought. So Ren, he kind of fused his shot with Yukima's gyro shot when you look at it here. Because look, the ball has a sharp arc. It goes up, curves around. Let me see, is the ball spin? No, the ball's completely fine. So he had to put some spin on it himself. He hits this like razor clean curve around the Bartra teammate's neck, and then he drops it hard like Yukima's gyro shot into like a kind of a pseudo sword. I can't say those words together. A pseudo sword screw, like what Yukimaya has access to. That I don't think we've seen Ren make a shot like that. But that, you know what that reminds me of? It actually kind of reminds me of Sei's shot from the U20, where he flicked it, but instead of Sei, who did it from like the corner and then straight over Gagamaru's head, Rin did it from dead on. So just like shift Sei's position to the center. It's that same kind of shot where the ball arcs up sharply and then drops down low with extreme spin and then bounces. Interesting. Whoa. When did this guy learn how to shoot a shot like that? I need to give Gagamaru a more unique voice. When did this guy learn how to shoot a shot like that? Bro, trust me, I understand the pain, bro. I wish I knew how to shoot a shot too. But when did he learn? I mean, he has had a whole bunch of time to train though. Like obviously, bro has been developing new tech because he still needs to keep evolving. And I do think it's a shot that like makes sense based on Rin's previous scoring ability. So I can't knock his hustle. By adding different spins to his shot, his scoring options have increased dramatically. I could not read that word. Drastically? Skillfully. So this is the new Itoshi Ren. Indeed, indeed. So that's an interesting way to evolve Ren. He has the same range. Unlike, I think Baro got a slight range buff, but he has the same range, the same kind of positioning, the same kind of shot style and base. But now what used to be the pinnacle of simple control, like those beautiful, like wide arcing curve shots, like the one that he got in U20, those have been replaced with this almost, well, no, it is literally just a variation. Every different rotation has a different implication behind it now. Where before you kind of somewhat, and this is, I say somewhat very loosely, but where you could somewhat kind of sort of predict how Ren shots were going to go. Now with that extra spin on them, they can have a gyro effect where they drop down. He probably has a one where it will spin upwards, like the inverse gyro effect. He still has access to his base shot. He can probably do an inverse variation of his base shot. So now every time Ren kicks the ball, unless you're able to recognize the kind of spin he's going to put on it by how he's swinging his foot, if you can even see it in time, considering he probably has a relatively fast swing speed, you get cooked. That's good though. That's a good solid evolution of what Rin already had access to. One of his biggest selling points wasn't just his brain, but his fine-tuned control of the ball. Like outside of Nagi, I'd say Rin has the best ball control in Blue Lock. So seeing him evolve that to the next level, it makes sense why he would even beat Nagi in trapping if he has this much control over the ball, its motion, and his kicks now. W evolution, let's say. It's so crazy that this guy's 17. Like, this guy is the same age as Isagi. Remember that. And he's one of the 5 world masters. He's 17, too. He plays for the professional team. Like, I don't even think Kaiser does. I know he plays for BM. But then again, he does play alongside Noel Noah. Like, that's a known thing. I don't know. What is... I don't think... But no, like, obviously, Loki's a master, while Kaiser's just a player. So, like... And Loki's not a new Gen 111 member. He's just a top player. So Loki, he's just different, man. I really hope we get to see him play at least a little bit in PXG. I don't expect him to score. I think Ren and Shido both kind of have to score. But I hope to see him just blitzing around, messing with people. He'd be so fun to see. I love Loki. Because, of course, you know. I think everybody named Mama knows he's based off of Mbappe. So, I love me some Mbappe. So I'll take Loki. Request a substitution change. Uh-oh, Zantetsu? Karasu switching up? Huh? Why? They're pulling Ren? And it's... Oh! Interesting. That's... and with Karasu and Zantetsu... Okay. So they're switching up team form. That's an interesting way. That's a smart way to do it. Never considered that. So essentially, what I guess the goal here is, to build 2, or at least who knows how many different rotations they have, or kind of team formations, where Snuffy kind of was limited in the sense that he had one real striker in Baro, which is not like the worst, but still not the best because it limits your options. With unlimited substitutions and Shido and Rin, 2 of the more dominant strikers in the league, plus some pseudo strikers like your Karasu's, like your Zantetsu's, like even Tokimitsu, and I wouldn't count Nanase. I love Nanase, I wouldn't count Nanase though. You have the ability to consistently switch it up on your opponent. Essentially, you can kind of just consistently rotate, because one of the biggest weaknesses, or not weaknesses, but one of the biggest caveats that comes with having a consistent team of starters is that hypothetically, the opposing team could adapt after a player or two and be like, okay, I know how they're going to do this, that, and the other. But if you build it so that the team is on constant rotation, by the time they understand how one works, they're going to have to learn on another one, and then you could switch back in the other team rotation or a new one just to keep messing with them. As long as they're all around the same level of efficacy, why not mix it up a little bit? Why not cause a little havoc? But let's say they're pulling Rin and inserting Shido. Yep, and Karasu and Zantetsu. Zantetsu, you look a little bit more serious, broski. Looking good. Karasu, I'm glad that he's bored. He's like, I don't want to do this, bro. I do not want to support this demon. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Charles, Zantetsu, Karasu once again is midfielder. He's the center defensive midfielder, I'm pretty sure. So darn, poor Karasu, man. They did a wholesale change? I mean, not really. This Charles guy is still here. In fact, actually, no, maybe that is. Was he the center attacking midfielder before? Yeah, he was the center attacking midfielder before. So Charles, he hasn't moved. Let's see. This is an entirely different team from when Ren was on the field. Karasu wasting no time. He said, Otoya, run me your pockets, broski. There's a reason I was number 3 and you was number 4 at their selection, dog. Give me the pockets. I respect that one. Ugh. Gosh darn it, Karasu. Kaka. What is with blue line characters and animal noises, bro? We're gonna have someone who barks. I know for a fact we're going to get someone who barks. I know there's that one Fox Kitsune guy, but Bachira does that mockingly to him in U20. I mean, we're going to get a character who like consistently barks themselves. I know Karasu means crow, but like, dog, Kaka, like dog. If you don't shut your num bubblegum behind up, ooh, okay though. Look at Zantis with the speed, the max acceleration. Unlike before, this team's playing a very counterattacking style. Okay, but to be fair though, previously they started with the ball, Isagi. Now they need to steal the ball back, so of course they're going to be counterattacking. Like, what do you expect them to? Let's see. They immediately go on the counter once they gain possession. You know, as you should. Come on, Isagi. Let's see. Okay, this Charles guy again. Using high-speed combinations, they move to set up Shido to score. Uh-oh. This guy's just a consistent victim. No. A high-arcing pass, but it's too fast. There's no way Shido can get it. I know this man did not just verbalize a skull emoji. Shido, you were not helping me beat the blue lock writing allegations. No, Shido, please. I need you to actually verbalize something other than an emoticon, please. Shido, why? Why would you do this, Shido? Sweet mother of mercy. Why would you do that? He looks so happy. He looks so happy. Just, you ever just speak skull? Like, what is it? Like, I'm not sure. How do you speak in emoticon? How do you speak in emotion? Like, I know people say LOL in real life. I've heard it. And it still doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to laugh out loud, why don't you just laugh out loud? But, like, if I were to just malice skull emoji, dog. What does this even mean in context? That you're gonna slaughter them or something? Let's see. I guess it was that he's going to slaughter them. God, look at the hip rotation on this one. This poor full-grown man is a whole victim, dog. Look at the rotation though. The leg extension. Oh, he's 99 too. 99 and 9, both working with 6. I see it. Whoa. No way. Shido's an otherworldly bad shot taker and maker, but still, what a genius level. But like the thing is though, is he really an otherworldly bad shot taker and make? I mean, I guess like bad shot as in it's not a conventional shot, but typically you would want that. You would want, as the manga calls it, like the demon shot, because then that's unpredictable. The last thing you want to do is be predictable. Like the biggest reason Bar was struggling so much against Isagi and crew in Ubers for the longest time was because his game was predictable. Like, oh, okay, you get into this certain range and you get this certain pass from this certain angle. Okay, I shut that down and you can't do anything. With Shido, he could just kind of score from anywhere. What's the problem with that? Like, how's that being a bad shot? If anything, that's better. Like, sure, the goal formula being give me the ball in the penalty box, not the best. But as long as you know it's a consistent thing that can be replicated, even if it can be replicated in completely different ways, why not? Why would that be bad shot taker and maker? If anything, he allows for more creativity from the midfield. Like, I'd imagine Hiyori would have a ball with Shido. Because whatever Hiyori imagines, Shido could do. That's why Sei probably had so much fun with Shido. Shido could just do things that were not in the playbooks. Not in the history books. Not anything that anyone else could do before. If anything, Shido would be like, admittedly, your boy was mainly a defender / a goalie. I was never a striker or a midfielder. But I wouldn't think that as a midfielder, as someone who's meant to create goals and create plays. I wouldn't be mad at Shido. I'd be happy that I have Shido, because then I can just make him do whatever. I can just send the ball anywhere and be like, Shido, score. And there's a high possibility that he would. He seems like he'd be fun to play with. I wouldn't call him a bad shot taker. But still, what a genius level. Yeah, of course, Isagi. Don't hate because you ain't broski. Do not hate because you are not him. At least not yet. But let's see. What do I say over here? Demon Sean. He's a freak. I mean, in more ways than one, Yukimai. This is nonsense. There's no way. There's no game plan against that. Why are y'all shocked, though? Like, y'all saw Shido. Like, did y'all forget the U20? Did y'all think and I get it, Shido hadn't had the highest boost in value ever. But, like, did y'all think he got power craft? Like, notably, I agree. I think the Neo Aegis League players, if you were to take them back and sub them in for their Block 11 selves in the U20 Cup, they would demolish the Japan U20 team. Probably force A to go serious a whole lot earlier and cause way more havoc. But, like, y'all think Shido got power craft? Not me. I knew bro was going to be a demon. Let's see. Either way, this team relies heavily on the striker's talents to score, right? I mean, yeah, that's how teams score, Gakamaru. Like, I don't know, maybe this is just, once again, my lack of, like, soccer/football knowledge, but, like, yeah, that's how they do it. Like, I get the whole but I guess they're, like, talking about, like, a team effort versus individual effort thing. Like, obviously, Uber's was more unison kind of team. Manshine was a team mostly built around Nagi, with, like, exceptions and Reo at first and Shigiri consistently. Barch is very specifically built around Bachira and, like, supporting him. But I guess, like, Shido and Rin are the centralists. But even then, like, the whole Dueling Dragons aesthetic of BM is built in a very similar way to PXG here, where Kaiser and Isagi are the two main goal scorers, and their talents have carried the game on, like, every single level. On the front, on the back, defensively, offensively, they've been low-key backpacking. So, realistically, PXG is just a active reflection of BM, which is fun. Rin-kun. A Rin-kun-centered system around and a Shido-kun central system. A dangerous team with two distinct playstyles in which they can win with. Yeah, so what the heck are we gonna do? How are we supposed to plan a game plan? How are we supposed to game plan against them? Well, you probably want to, like, if I had to assume, you'd want to have men on them. That sounds so wrong, but, like, that's the main thing you want. You would want to essentially, especially for Gagamaru, we've seen that Gagamaru, if the striker is locked and forced to do, like, a 50-50, a high or a low, essentially, as long as they don't have the whole call to choose from, even a person as insane as Shido can be stopped. He can be blocked. He can be slowed down. So I think that's the main thing. You're going to want to keep someone breathing down either their necks the entire time, and then hopefully just try to get that ball away. You cannot let them approach. Because if they get in their scoring zones, they're scoring. If they get in their scoring zones unencumbered, they're scoring. If they're encumbered, it's a little bit 50-50. We do have Gotomaru here, but even Gotomaru's going to struggle like that. Come on now, but let's see. Let me go back in time for a minute. Isagi, show me the way. I feel like I accidentally put reverb on my own voice. Show me the way. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know what I did. No. That pass now was intentional. Yep. That guy knew Shido-kun's tendencies and intentionally sent that pass. Yep. That makes sense. Once again, it's the same. And I mentioned this earlier with them. And see, that's why I don't get why Isagi was saying that. Shido's an otherworldly bad shot maker, taker, and maker. Like, dude, I'm glad he is smart enough to notice this, though. Like, yeah, of course. Once again, if I were a midfielder, hypothetically speaking, I would love a striker that could score from anywhere. Because I'd just be experimenting. I'd be having so much fun. I'd be like, yeah, what if I send it to, like, the corner of the penalty box? You kick this one in? Let's see it. And I just send it that way. That'd be so much fun. Let's say. That guy knew Shido's... Oh, that guy. Oh, so they're going to focus on the midfielder? Huh? What did you two see? Plus, his assist to Rin, delivering a pinpoint pass with some backspin, so Rin had more scoring options. He's good. Yeah, not only does he have good understanding of Shido-kun's instinctive playstyle, he can also sync and match up with Rin-kun's vision and playmaking. That's a kind of underrated aspect. Though admittedly, I think characters, I think there are a couple of, I think Hiyori could do that. Once again, I think Hiyori could play along with that. Obviously, you'd be able to play along with Ren, right? Because Ren's just Isagi, but with better specs. And obviously, I think you'd be able to play along with Shido too. Just judge where Shido would be best used in a certain scenario. If you can predict that, you can predict the best way to use Shido. So I think Hiyori could do it. Ness is questionable considering he's so Kaiser based. But like once again, Kaiser he's kind of like a mix of both Shido and Rin in the sense where he has this dominating shot, but he does have a brain that he uses most of the time. So I think Ness could unironically adapt to both. Obviously, Sei Toshi would be able to. So I think, yeah, this is kind of just like a good midfielder. Reo? Maybe Reo, Dean too. The reason PXG can move two polar opposite playing styles is because of the beautiful passes number 6 dishes out. Charles Chevalier. Why do they all look like this? Why are all the midfielders built like this? Every single one. Hiyori, Sei, Ness. They're all built like they want to be. Let me not even finish that sentence. You know, if you know what I was going to say, you know what I was going to say. If you don't, good. But they all look like Chigiri. And know what they call Chigiri? Princess. You know what they all look like? Boys who happen to be but what that mean? Femme. That's what they all look like. There's not a single. I mean, Reo. I guess Reo's the only midfielder that kind of looks. But even then, Reo has the hairstyle. Let's see, Charles Chevalier. So he's PXG's heart. It always comes down to the midfielders, man. It's always the midfielders. I mean, I know Barcha's beating heart is Bachira. Then Manshine's beating heart is kind of non-existent. I think about it. Like, I guess it beat Reo somewhat. It was supposed to be Nagi, but then I guess it's kind of Chigiri now. Chigiri be doing it. But then again, I wouldn't say that's a beating heart thing. Chigiri's so independent on that team, so it's hard to argue if Bandhead even has a beating heart. BM, once again, kind of conflicting. I guess it would be like Ness / Hiyori because they kind of orchestrate plays, but even then, I'd say that's more Kaiser and Isagi based on who the heart is. And then obviously the heart of Ubers is Bar / Lorenzo. So the overall facilitator, Charles Chevalier. PXG's strength is a double standard system that maximizes the strengths of their two strikers, Ren and Shido, as the two steal all the attention. Who is the skilled maestro playing behind them that brings the best out of these polar opposite strikers? To be continued in chapter 245, Die All at Once. I assume we're probably going to spend the next chapter wrapping up PXG and get a little bit more training, or at least the PXG versus Bartra game, then get a little bit more training, maybe get a value update on Rin and crew, and then maybe we'll get a whiff, a hint, a taste of Ubers versus Manshine, and then I think we're going to properly leap into PXG versus BM. So overall, a very W chapter. Very much a build-up chapter, very much a setup chapter, but I like this. I like getting the explanation, getting the flash to Shido and Rin, and seeing that they're still monsters and beasts in their own ways, seeing how Loki utilizes, and you know, that's interesting. Loki conceded. At least in a certain way, Loki conceded. He did not figure out a way to make those two work together. So that's still going to be an issue once we get to the actual U20 Cup, which is kind of a good thing, right? Like, it's fine. Like, obviously, it's good to have, like, a backup team and a main team. But interesting how we couldn't get Shido and Rin to work together, because I think Rin would be, in a similar vein to how everyone's trying to put Isagi in center attacking midfielder position, Rin in center attacking midfielder position, or as a co-striker or Shido would go great. Imagine Sei or Hiyori or Reo, or those are the three. Imagine if any of those three had the options to pick, or even Isagi, once again, I was saying, if they had the options to pick between Rin Boro and Shido. 3 forwards, all with different ranges, different abilities, and you have to guess. You kind of have to guess every time at which way the midfielder is going to send it. You can obviously do the same thing, just sub out Shido for Isagi, I guess, but like, that would be a crazy deadly combo. But yeah, a massive W chapter. I love the flash to the past. I love Isagi's, once again, continuous character development. I love everything that has to do with this whole cast and crew getting ready, and I'm excited to see Charles Chevalier cook even more as he opens the door to a brand new world. However, that's what I think. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave another sharp-toothed boy, leave Shark Boy in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You can also become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include live reactions to all other series that I happen to review. Now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dago the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Connor Plays, Redwell 4765, and Greyhound. I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons, Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, Demix LND, and Igneal. I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. And I'd like to give another gargantuan thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchio, Joaquin, Idemokami, and China Doll 09. I'd like to give a thicker than a snicker thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give another thicker than a frozen jar of peanut butter thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.